Meilleur, bienvenue à votre première.
Ms. Meilleur, welcome to your first appearance here in the Senate. I am Mobina Jaffer, and I am a senator from British Columbia.
East and the different things you will do in the East. I come from the West, donc j'aimerais vous demander quel est votre.
I would like to ask you what your view of the West is. How will you improve bilingualism out there? Thank you so much, Madam Senator. Yes, in British Columbia, I went out there a few times, and there I met the ministers of la francophonie in British Columbia. It's a challenge for sure, but I think that the provincial government had established measures and the courts actually forced their hand. They were required to open schools and offer schooling that was of the same level of quality as offered in English. That's why it's good to have courts and to have the Supreme Court as well to remind governments of their obligations. I've always appreciated the fact that the Supreme Court defends minority rights here in Canada. So in British Columbia, as I was saying, to ensure that more people speak French, we need to work with the provincial governments. And one way we did that in Ontario was by offering immersion schools. It's really incredible how popular they've become. Parents are really requesting them right, left, and center. They're asking for more than 50% schooling in French when they're in the immersion situations. And there's a real taste for this, and I'm convinced that British Columbia would follow suit. I can assure you that I would work with Francophone communities in British Columbia to understand how they would like to move on this. Often they are the ones who have the right answers right in the communities, but to be able to link up and develop a common message, they need some help. They always say, well, it's someone else's responsibility, someone else's responsibility. But in Ontario, I wasn't in charge of education or health or immigration, but I would get involved in that, working with the ministers of those departments to convince them that such and such a practice was worth paying attention to, should be adopted, that programs should be established. So that I can tell you, Madam Senator, that I will go to British Columbia and I will work with the communities there to ensure that they find a way to be heard. I would also suggest then to those in authority over there what they might do based on what communities have to say to ensure that more people speak French and to put a check on assimilation, put the brakes on assimilation. That's the issue. That's what is hanging over these small communities like a Damocles sword, sort of Damocles. So it's really assimilation. So we have to give them tools, and indeed the Office of the Commissioner of Official Languages has already and needs to continue providing tools to these communities. Congratulations for knowing about my province. There are 3 programs in my province. The first is with the community Francophones across Canada, linking those in our province to the rest of Canada. Secondly, there is a Francophone community made up of people who come from outside Canada. There's a real issue, and I've spoken to people in our province about it.
Come from countries of origin of France do not feel often part of the Francophonie community, whether it's the federal government or the provincial government. And for example, when the Syrian refugees came to my province who spoke French, they were introduced to English schools. So I look forward, if you are nominated, to work with you to preserve, to make sure those communities who are originally from the Francophone communities, they are given the same resources as Francophone communities that come from Canada are given. So we do grow the bilingual community. But the real problem I want to speak to you about is I'm a grandmother. I have 2 children. My 11-year-old is in French immersion, and he is absolutely amazing. I'm a proud grandmother. You can see that. My second grandchild cannot go to an immersion school because they have cut immersion schools in the city of Vancouver into half. So my frustration is that if we are going to grow bilingualism across the country, the federal government is, and you, if you are nominated, are going to have to play a very aggressive role in preserving places for Canadians who want to learn both languages. And I want to know, what is your vision with that?
And listen, first of all, congratulations for, your 2 grandchildren, and you're very proud of them, and rightly so. I believe that, Héritage, the Ministry of Heritage, through their feuille de route, they have a program to help francisation, or the official language in minority situation to progress. So to develop new program to help the Ministry of Education of that province to promote and to help them to develop a program for Francophone out in BC. So I believe that, what I intend to do if I'm the commissioner, it's to work with these different ministry to help to bring the message to the ministry, and how can we, work together or help to finance these program, and it also help la dualité linguistique if we do that. So we have to get to know each other, and how to live happily together, and also how to help the other community through immersion, and have more immersion program, because kids, they learn very, very easily. And sometimes it's a summer program to get them ready to start in an immersion program or immersion school. So there is different tool and different ways that other provinces have done it. So I'll help them out.
You have 1 minute left.
Okay. If you are nominated, Madame Meilleur, I'm going to ask you to the first homework I'm going to ask you to do is to look at the report that was done by the Official Languages Committee under the stewardship of Senator Tardif on the terrible situation that exists in British Columbia. Thank you very much.
Okay, I will.
Merci.
Thank you.
Sénatrice.